Welcome back. As you've probably been seeing on our news coverage, with tensions between Ukraine and Russia rising once again, Vladimir Putin's back under the spotlight, although the Russian president's been given a ringing endorsement by a leading sports figure. In an interview with CNN.com, Formula One boss Bernie Ecclestone's been telling us why he trusts Putin. Christian Sylt spoke to Ecclestone and told me earlier this week what he had to say.
Essentially, he said that Vladimir Putin is a very trustworthy guy, a wonderful super guy in his opinion. Somebody who, I think he said, if he tells you it's the morning, you can be assured that it's before midday. Really, that's Bernie's view on him, and it kind of doesn't surprise me. I mean, I know that the two of them have been close friends for a long time, but I think the key thing really is that, as everybody knows, Putin holds all of the control in Russia. Bernie Ecclestone holds all the control in Formula One, and so if he wants to get a race in Russia, which is taking place in October, then he really needed to deal directly with the man.
I think Bernie likes characters that some might see as similar to himself.
Yeah, no question about that. Essentially controversial, contrarian. That really describes Bernie to a T.
What else will raise an eyebrow or two from your article? I hear that Greece may be in the running for one of the future Formula One races.
Indeed, yes. Greece are certainly keen to host a race. Bernie told me that they have said as much to him. They want him to meet the mayor, the prime minister of the country, which is an interesting development. There's a possibility it could be called the Mediterranean Grand Prix. Looks like Formula One has been filing trademarks for that name. It's interesting, obviously, because Greece has been bailed out to the tune of 150 billion euro, and hosting a Formula One race could cost somewhere in the region of $1 billion. So it's interesting, although apparently it's going to be privately funded if they can get the money together.
And we've heard before how much some venues have to pay Ecclestone and the F1 business to host a race.
Yeah.
But, of course, it does bring with it certain benefits as well.
Yeah, I mean, the benefits are significant. I mean, I think if you take a look at Greece, what's potentially important there is, and a big driving force would be rebuilding its image as a country that isn't battered and as one that can really stand toe-to-toe with its peers. That's a conceptual matter which most probably is really what's got them going, thinking along these lines.
We don't want to kick Greece while it's down, but we have dragged out some images showing a couple of the venues from the Olympics that they hosted back in 2004, before and after pics that we can show our viewers. And do you think Bernie Ecclestone will be concerned about this? Because we know that if a venue's not super slick in terms of its infrastructure, he has a few concerns about those.
Sure. I mean, I think what you find in F1, there's been certain, in recent years anyway, there's been certain tracks that have fell off the calendar. You've had India, you've had South Korea most recently, that were sparkling new circuits that were built to host, basically purpose-built for Formula One, and no longer have a race, and to a certain extent getting mothballed. So it's kind of like the legacy afterwards isn't necessarily something that Formula One is hot on, like the Olympics is, you know, as being part of the bid package. The legacy afterwards is not something really that F1 thinks of too much. It's really about extending the contract. So I don't think that would be a particular concern for Bernie.